weeks ago that Stellenbosch got the better of Chiefs in the last 32 of the Nedbank Cup bouts in the mother city, having dumped them out of the Carling knockout in October. Stars did, however, fall at the next hurdle in both tournaments. Just this past weekend, they were dispatched rather controversially from the Nedbank Cup last 16 by Le Montfort Golden Arrows. That tournament exit coming on the back of their departure. Are in one basket now. Chiefs currently in fourth, could move third, closing the gap on Orlando from the relegation zone. 5 changes for Kaizer Chiefs from their defeat to Zamalek 10 days ago. Munyani drops to the bench. Modi is rotated out of the squad, but the other changes are injury enforced. Simango Matlo and Ndlovu have all been in the treatment room. Aidan McCarthy returns from a suspension that kept him out of the trip to Egypt. Solomon starts a league game for the first time in 2026, although he has featured in CAF over that period. Nobo has played just once in the last 8 matches Chiefs have contested, so a rare start for him. Ashley Dupree's lengthy layoff is over against his former club, and we will finally see Ethan Chislett. We waited 27 matches since he signed for Kaizer Chiefs to see him, and now we will. Let's look at the Stellenbosch side they come up against. They've made 2 changes from their narrow defeat to Le Montfort Golden Arrows over the weekend. Stabo Moloisane not available due to suspension. He received a red card in that game. Tiwani drops to the bench. And then Kaizer Nyanaya, who was suspended for the last outing, is back into the lineup. Musa Lebusa, who was injured for the cup game over the weekend, also returns to the fold. So, William, let's defer to your knowledge and intellect. What did you pick up with regards to the 2 lineups and indeed the formations tonight?
Obviously, I think what will captivate the viewers out there is the introduction of a long-awaited entry of Chislett and playing in that number 10 position. A position previously featured, or should I say, occupied by Shabalala or Serino. And but for me, I would like to see his tactical adaptation into the pockets of spaces. That is where he will be operating, but with the movement of Liloto and Dupree on both sides, there should be enough arriving into the center to feed him with the opportunity. But even bigger for Chiefs is Flavio, who's always in the box, who's always looking for pieces, you know, falling on either side to be able to finish. Very exciting, number 9.
Flavio Silva, the top goal scorer in the league so far this season, Kaizer Chiefs. Although with that said, only 4 goals that he's contributed, so they haven't really had a player who's been hitting the back of the net with regularity in the Betway Premiership, and that's also reflected in their total goal tally over the course of this campaign so far. They have been excellent at the back. They've only shipped half a dozen goals, but only average a goal a game, and that's far below some of the other top 8 competitors in the Betway Premiership. And so Kaizer Chiefs and Stellenbosch, they're meeting for the 4th time this season. 1 league win for Chiefs as we get underway. 2 cup victories for Stellenbosch, but of course a clean slate this evening. Both sides looking to enhance their respective league ambitions, which for Kaizer Chiefs, many reckon they are outsiders for the title, with no other distractions for the remainder of the season, having come agonizingly close to advancing from the CAF Confederation Cup group stages, but falling short of that. Whilst Stellenbosch, they're only 2 points clear of the relegation zone, but a win would propel them up the table, and a couple of good results will put them back in the mix for a top 8 spot. Nicely worked by Kunika to Silva, who cuts inside, past Naka and fires off a shot. Saved at the near posts by Sage Stevens. As Silva got away rather easily from former Kaizer Chiefs development player in Omega Mdaka.
I like the fact that Silva here could have decided he's going to hang that ball high, because there's quite a number of goal shots in that box, but he opted to hit it low. And with the wet conditions, with the rain just coming down a few minutes before the game started, so that basically speaks volume of his ability to think, let me just attempt a ground shot, see what happens with the goalkeeper.
McCarthy's header not the most convincing, and look at this. Well, The upright has been struck, wouldn't have counted in any case. The flag raised against Cupido, who's been fairly shy in front of goals this season. In fact, he's still waiting for his firsts in the Betway Premiership in this, his 13th appearance, although only his 5th start. Naboe does really well, and picked it up from Ngobon. He's carried the ball some distance here, slid it through brilliantly for Silva. Angle is tight! Oh, and the flag up once again. What a return that would have been for Ashley de Preer, who is the only player to have scored for both Chiefs and Stellenbosch in this particular tie. Let's take a closer look. That's clearly onside, William. Is he behind the ball?
The thing is,
we need to pause that.
He was hanging offside earlier, but that doesn't mean you are offside just merely by being there. It is the recovery, it's the cross then that finds him ahead of everybody, which could have been perceived as an unfair advantage. It's a good turn.
Now Silva has stayed onside here. Silva using his strength, seeking to stroke it home. But Stellenbosch were able to get defenders back, and Stanich positioned himself well. Ndaka pounced upon it, but didn't have a tight enough touch. And now Ethan Chisholm, an opportunity to carry forwards, threading it through for Silva. And many players in that situation would have opted to play it on the outside, see what develops, but he wants to give Silva an opportunity to run in on goal. Now, speaking of running in on goal, Stellenbosch with a big chance here. The sliding intervention is perhaps not the most convincing from Kunika, but gobbled up by Brandon Peterson.
It's one of those crosses that you don't have too many options as a defender, and yet the danger is always lurking behind you. You cannot afford to let the goal go across. And the other danger is you sliding down, your hands are also out there.
How's that ball from Silva? This time he's feeding Chislett. Ethan Chislett on debut. Oh, was it a wonderful save out of Sage Stevens. Now, Silva upended in the box, but the appeals waved away.
Beautiful goalkeeping. You got a touch, he gets a touch. It's a very key touch to push it away from goal. But excellent opening. He was calling for it wide, and he got it. Maybe it takes a bit of time to bring it under control, but cuts it into the side to his stronger right. It's excellent goalkeeping. It's a full stretch.
Good chance.
What an introduction could have been for him.
Yep.
On his debut.
This is Cupido. Ashley Cupido! It's a decent effort.
Only that goes a bit higher. You know, when you lose, you are Chiefs and you're on the build-up and you lose ball possession, half the time the defenders is found scattered, and that was the case here. And plenty acres of space in and around Cupido. He has time to look up, he has time to decide what he wants to take a shot, and that for me is when a Chiefs needs to be better at what we call the rest defense. Even no matter how offensive you are, but at some stage you know the action might break down. So you've got to have players that are ready to quickly regain their defensive position, not to expose the goalkeeper.
Solomon hooks it across. Away by Lebusa. Didn't hesitate to try and deliver that in, Dylan Solomons, and almost turned out to be a good option.
The earlier the better. Look at what was lining up in the center. Maybe Chislett a little bit behind the action.
And who scored against Stellenbosch on match day 1. Now chance here for de Preer. Can he finish? No, he can't! Can you believe it? Ashley de Preer, who earlier this season, really felt the wrath of the fans for that horror miss against Simba. Had 2 bites there and couldn't put it away.
You got to give it to the goalkeeper. He is out, he's in no man's land, but makes a great effort to get a touch. And that's where you talk about composure. Yes, there's a bit of pressure, but he has no business missing it from there. Not at all.
Betway. He is running the show. Just can't slip it through for Silva this time around. Actually, Dupree is dispensing out wide for Lilepo. And Lilepo latches onto his own pass, with Dupree having straight offside and left it. Daka down the line for Pili. Maneuver his way past Solomons. Betway plays Lilepo into space. Good ball! Oh! Can't ricochet! Silva will claim it! Chiefs have the lead! And Stellenbosch have been undone in the 15 minutes preceding the half-time break once again. That is the 10th goal they've conceded during this period in the Betway Premiership this season.
It's been coming. Fullbacks. This time it's Lilepo, it's stretched nicely wide. And what I like about he delivers it a bit early. He's onside, yeah. It's a good pass from away. He turns, he sees the opportunity. It's a delivery, and guess who's in the box? The man that is always there when looking for a goal. Silva. That was very little that the defenders could have done there. It's a quality cross, and he attacks the space with aggression, with his body.
Done and dusted. Kaizer Chiefs have the lead through Kaizer Silva's 5th in the Betway Premiership this season. Ethan Chislett has looked very lively on debut. Stellenbosch trail, a side who have actually gone unbeaten in their last 11 league matches on a Tuesday evening. A run that started with what ended up being a consolation from the penalty spot in the Nedbank Cup last 32 against Stellenbosch at the beginning of this month. Step 1 of their revenge plan is complete for Kaizer Chiefs. Here's a Stellenbosch side who knocked them out of 2 cups in the first round this season. I must tell you, there's been one instance previously where Chiefs have met Stellenbosch the week of a derby weekend. That was in November of 2021, a game they lost to Stellenbosch, the game I keep referring to right here, where Devin Titus scored the only goal. But they did go on to beat Pirates that following Saturday by 2-1. Dupree! And a fairly hefty challenge from Janino Palace.
Well, he gets away with it as well. It's because of being very kind, yeah. I think some of these tackles, I mean, starting with the earlier one from Chislett, that for me are normally a bookable offense. Even this one, clearly from Janino.
I would imagine the onus now on Stellenbosch to take the game to Kaizer Chiefs, as they are the team that's trailing. Chiefs actually this season have done a very, very good job of protecting their leads. They've dropped only 2 points from winning positions this season, which is jointly the fewest points dropped in the league. And if you remember last season, they would frequently relinquish winning positions. They dropped 15 points from winning positions, which was the second most in the league last season. As Stellenbosch will now contend with a corner. St. Stephen's tried to deal with it, but wasn't able to.
I'll tell you something about this, given the opportunity. This shouldn't be a corner, but let's give a chance to this corner to be taken.
Chislett delivers, it's a good delivery. Oh, it's been turned over by Lilepo, the man who scored against Stellenbosch deep into injury time on match day 1. Has hoisted that over horribly.
Comes from a deflection in the center, and I don't think he was expecting it, and also it falls into his weaker left foot. His upper body was leaning backwards, just about so many things. He didn't seem to be ready to advance into taking a shot.
Nicely intercepted by Butsaka, finds Cupido, or rather that was Butsaka to Cupido. Now in for Titus, open it! Brilliant! It's the young man who cannot stop scoring this season. He is well and truly in the hunt for the Golden Boots with his 7th Betway Premiership goal this campaign.
Defenders got sucked in there, and the ball was brilliantly played, and was it Titus who pinged up the cross? This is where he has pinged many crosses that would have ended up as great assists for Stellenbosch. He saw the opportunity, he saw the far post, there was a white shirt attacking, and he banned it into those situations whereby for the defender to touch it, it's a goal. That's a brilliantly taken cross. And the goalkeeper doesn't come out there because it's too close to the players in the center.
Still 0-0 between AmaZulu and Mamelodi Sundowns, so Kaizer Chiefs have been able to significantly close the gap on Sundowns if things stay as they are there, but they would need to go back in front. Sundowns, though, at half-time it had 75% of the possession, but they'd only hit the target once from 11 shots. AmaZulu doing what they have characteristically done this season, as still they continue on with Chislett straight at Stevens. They build on that momentum. The last time that they managed 3 away wins in succession in the league was actually last year, January to March, 4 in total. Lilepo leading it for Solomons, who's arriving here. Solomons! Another wonderful save from Stevens, who stretched himself in the first half to deny Chislett, and now in the second to keep out Solomons. Devin Titus is stolen away from Paseka Marco. Thought perhaps he might get the free kick there, Devin Titus, who is one of the players who has won more free kicks than most. He came into this game having won 28 free kicks this season, which is the 8th most of any player in the division.
And I like the idea from Solomons. Once again, very calm. He wasn't just blasting it in the direction of goal. He got to, once again, ping it into that far post.
Goal, Devin Titus steals it away here from Paseka Marco, goes for it. But still had the attentions of Marco, who's seeking to make up for his mistakes, so fairly comfortable for Peterson.
But he gets a shot through. Safe from the goalkeeper, putting his body behind.
Solomons. Vilagazi. Brilliant ball through for Wandile Duba. Oh, struck by Mdu Shabalala. Oh, another brilliant run. Now, what can they do with this? Paseka Marco all the way up the field. He's clattered in the box. But Lebohang Mabwe riding one challenge and then still getting the pass through as he was on his way down.
Now, that's the change I'm talking about. Better ball position and also combinations in the offensive third.
He wanted one extra touch here, did Paseka Marco, yeah.
As if he wasn't aware that it's being closed down.
Minutes remain here. To go at some pace. There's Mdu Shabalala. Set for Mabwe. Wow, he's come so close.
On the up and up is Kaizer Chiefs. Continues with the build-up play. There's a bit of speed now building into that taking period. Brilliant from Du, who couldn't turn. into his right, but opted to turn around, and there was Mabua.
And Stelly's looking good again. Oh, wow! He's done it again! Devon Titus! Well, Stellenbosch have won only 7 league meetings with Kaizer Chiefs, and it was a Devon evening.
With only about 2 or more minutes remaining, plus additional time, of course, this looks like, for me, it's going to be the deal. He does very well to ping it back, and wow, that is true quality. Jabbar, of course, lays it beautifully for him, and McCarthy's a little bit later to provide a bit of cover, and he opens up his right foot beautifully just to sail it past Pearson. That's a quality goal.
Kaizer Chiefs take the lead and go on to lose. Stellenbosch come from behind to win. Jubilation for Gavin Hunt. That gives them some breathing room at the bottom of the table. And what is it about Stellenbosch on